I mentioned it earlier. It bears repeating. Ohio State's Kevin McGuff, the Big Ten Coach of the Year, is voted on by both his peers in the coaching ranks and the media. McGuff and the Buckeyes ranked fourth in the nation entering the Big Ten tourney. Great chance to end up as a number one seed when that NCAA tourney bracket comes out 12 days from now. And Kevin McGuff, kind enough to join us. Coach, first time you've won the award, which is fairly remarkable to me, just given how many great teams you've had through the years. How does it feel to be honored in this way?
It feels really good. I mean, this is a great conference with incredible coaches. So to win this award is really special. And really, it's a reflection of my staff and all the great work that they put into this season. And more importantly, our players who've done an excellent job.
Really competitive year in the conference. I don't need to tell you that. We've got three of the top 5 teams in the country, or 2 of the top 5, I should say, 3 of the top 12 teams as well. What are you proudest of with this team to be the outright Big Ten champs in a year where the Big Ten is that good?
Well, I think the thing I'm most proud of is just how much better we've gotten throughout the year. If you looked at where we were in November and December, we just were not as good as I thought we could be. But we've made great progress, and our kids have really committed to the idea of just getting better each day, each week, getting prepared for each upcoming game. And they've just really stayed the course all season about improvement.
Yeah, Coach, it's interesting. You mentioned November and December. I remember having you on in November. I think it was actually right before the first game of the year. And you and I spoke about efforts to improve your defense. That if there was an area from a year ago where you felt like you needed to get better, it was on that end of the court. And I think it's fair to say you got significantly better on the defensive end of the court this year. Yeah. Well, to what do you attribute that?
I just think our players' commitment to it. I mean, I've preached it all year that we've got to be focused every single day in practice about getting better. And I tell the players all the time, it's my job to make sure we have the right environment in practice and the intensity and all that. And it's their job in the locker room and on the team planes and in the hotels to make sure everybody's focused on the right thing. So it's been like a real collective effort from me and especially our upperclassmen, our seniors like J.C. Sheldon, to make sure that we were really committed to the right things.
Yeah, J.C. Sheldon, all-defensive team. Celeste Taylor gets named as the defensive player of the year in the league. How important was her addition coming over from Duke and, again, a player who had been the ACC Defensive Player of the Year a season ago?
Yeah, and she's a great kid. She's really added to our culture with her work ethic, and just really fun to have her in our program. She's been a huge addition, and I think early on, you could see like how good she was defensively. But as the season has gone along, she's just gotten more comfortable on the offensive end each week, it seems like, and she's really impacting our program in a big way right now.
You mentioned J.C. Sheldon a moment ago. Cody McMahon is a first-team all-conference pick as well. What have each of those 2 players meant to your program?
Well, it's hard to describe what JC's meant to our program. I mean, she's just the way she represents herself, her family, our program, on and off the court in such a first-class manner. She's meant everything to us, and I've just enjoyed coaching her so much, and just going to really try to just soak up these last week or month or however long it goes that to be able to coach her and just have this opportunity. And then Cody, had a slow start to the season, but boy, coming out of Christmas, she was really locked in and focused every day in practice, and it's great to see her get back to being who she's capable of being, because we can't be the team that we're capable of being without Cody being a big part of that.
Coach, I know that no coach ever wants to lose, but you guys did take an L, obviously, on Sunday in a great game against Iowa, a fabulous team in its own right. You hadn't lost the whole calendar year. Is there any kind of a positive where, as you head into the postseason, where certainly in the NCAA tournament, 1 loss means you're done, is there any kind of a positive as a coach that maybe it helps sharpen your focus and that it reinforces to your team in some sort of way of, hey, we need to be at our very best game in and game out because we're going to be playing elite teams the rest of the way?
Yeah, it's tough. I hate to say that maybe it's good because I hate losing so much. And I think we've been successful because our kids hate losing so much as well. But, there could be something to be said about, hey, just maybe we get back just a little more focus, a little more intensity this week as we prepare, to go to Minneapolis and play against great teams again.
You and I were talking down the line before we started this interview about the tournament in Minneapolis as you prepare to head there, and the fact that every single session for this tournament is sold out. It's been amazing to see this wave of popularity for the women's game, particularly in the Big Ten. What has it been like for you and your players to play in environments like this?
It's been amazing. I'm just so happy for our players across the conference to get to play in these incredible environments. And we've done extremely well here in Columbus. This community's really gotten behind us and just helped create a really, really strong environment here for our basketball games. And, we just played in a great environment at Iowa, and we've been several other places around the league where it's just a lot of fun to see these crowds coming out and supporting our young women.
Kevin, we mentioned this when we talked in November. It seems so far off back then. It's not nearly as far off now. This program has not been to the Final Four in more than 30 years. You were so agonizingly close a season ago. What's your message to this team about what it's going to take for Ohio State to be a team which plays in the Final Four this year?
I think that we just kind of have to stick with what has gotten us to this point, which is we show up and focus on the practice we have that particular day and the opponent that we have ahead. And I think that's the formula that has worked well for us. And I think we'll carry that into the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA tournament.
Kevin McGuff, the Big Ten Coach of the Year. It's got a nice ring to it, Coach. Congratulations on this award. Thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck in Minneapolis and going forward into the NCAA tourney.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on today.